UFC Vegas coming up this weekend, July 1st. Sean Strickland is going to be putting his ranking on the line against the up-and-coming rising star, possibly Abus Magomedov. Now, I'm going to throw up the tail of the tape here. Just taking a look at this fight, a lot of questions are going to probably come to mind. Why is this happening? It doesn't make a ton of sense. Well, I'm going to explain all that in this video, but before I get into all that, I'm going to throw that back up there. Like, subscribe, help your boy out. I'm trying to build a nice combat sports community here on my channel. Anyway, back to the graphic. Sean Strickland has a ranking next to his name. He's inside the top 10. And Sean Strickland's a guy that likes to stand on the feet, right? Sean Strickland's he's an entertaining guy. He's kind of, who does he fight next? He fought Cannonier. Who's available right now? Well, it happens to be Abus Magomedov. Now, I'm going to throw this up again. I know I keep bouncing around here, but let me just get this out of the way first. I got a lot that I want to discuss in here, and I'm being distracted. All right. Abus Magomedov, 6'2". The guy looks giant in there, okay? Obviously, same age as Strickland, both 32, similar points in their career. He does have a 2-inch reach advantage over Strickland. And, okay, so you kind of see the point here. That's the tail of the tape. The reason I really made this video is to kind of talk about what the heck's going on here. Why is this matchup? See a lot of people, they're like, who, why, what? This is plain and simple. Abus Magomedov, obviously the last name. You hear Magomedov, and what's the first thought? Well, you think of, the Russians, Habib, all of that, just all of the fighters, and the fighters with that name have all been very successful in the UFC for the most part. Abus is incredibly dangerous on the feet. This guy he's not your typical, when you hear Magomedov, you think of, the Sambo background, the wrestling, the chain wrestling, the get you up against the fence, drag you down, triangle your legs, and just maul you to death. That's not what this guy does. He's very content with sitting on the outside and landing good, clean, hard shots. That's who this guy is, man. He is a striker through and through. He's, there hasn't been a ton on him so far in the UFC. Now, I will say this about Abus, right? He does look bigger in there than what it's saying on here. Like here, it says he's 6'2", and it's like in there, he looks gigantic. So Strickland went out to Connecticut to train with Alex Pereira to kind of get, I think that's, one, yes, Pereira did knock him out and they got a little friendship thing going on. I think that this was to kind of get some reps in as well to deal with, because it doesn't, Pereira's about to fight Jan Blachowicz. What does Strickland offer that's similar to Jan Blachowicz, really, right? So, but what does Pereira offer? A big, tall, long guy that can really strike. That's what Abus Magomedov is. He's not Alex Pereira, but, I'm looking over here to confirm what I thought, which is this is only going to be his second fight in the UFC, Magomedov, and he's already fighting a top 10 guy already. And then something similar is going down in July, later July. Ikram Aliskerov is going to be taking on Paulo Costa. He's had like one fight in the UFC. There's the whole story with him and Chimaev. They faced each other earlier on in their pro careers. But this seems to be the new model of the UFC, right? At the end of the day, it's all about what makes the most money. This guy they visualize, when we go over to Abu Dhabi in October, we can put this guy on the card. People want to see him. We can deck the card out, and this guy's going to have a fan base. That's what they see here. Now, Magomedov, Abus, did have quite an extensive stint with the PFL, right? So, he's fought some guys. You could go check out some of his fights on YouTube and this and that. Now, they're not the caliber of Sean Strickland. His most recent fight, dude, he threw a freaking hammer of a front kick right up the middle, hurt him bad, and was able to finish him. So you can't take a whole lot from that fight. It was pretty quick. You got to, shout out to him. Because incredible finish, got in there, got the job done. You don't get paid by the round, might as well get it done quick if you can. My point is this dude is lethal on the feet, man. He is dangerous. He's got crazy power. He's precise. He's not a volume guy. He's very calculated. But the one thing I will say is these Russian, these fighters that are strikers, that come from, when you hear the Magomedovs of the world, Aliskerov, Habib, Islam, yes, they can strike and they do have good striking. The one thing about them, if you can pressure them, you can take them off their game because a lot of the time other than Piotr Jan's very aggressive. He likes to come forward and kind of dictate the pace. But these other guys, they like to sit on the outside. Abus is he's not really in your face pushing the action. He's very calculated. He's looking for counter opportunities. He's got a good, stiff, strong jab. Now, Sean Strickland's got a really good jab too. So I'm curious to see how I think that this fight stays on the feet. I think this is a striker's delight. I think that this is, Sean Strickland's kind of got that Philly shell looking style thing that he's kind of just made his own style. He's very good at defending against leg kicks as well. He's very square. I do think Abus is going to try to throw that left hook at him. We saw Nasruddin Imavov, do that against Strickland where he threw that. I mean, it just missed because Pereira put him out with that left hook. So I feel like people are going to try that moving forward. But Strickland's a tough customer, man. Guy pushes forward. He's got incredible cardio. He took a fight on 5 days' notice and went 5 rounds, right? So, cardio is not an issue with Strickland. He's got good takedown defense. He predominantly uses, the boxing. He started throwing a little bit more kicks as he's moved forward, but he's got really, really good, clean boxing. He's kind of got a Philly shell style, which most people don't do that in MMA, right? Because of kicks and knees, elbows, all these different things. And Strickland's kind of molded his own style, right? And I just think that the pressure that he's going to be able to put on Abus could probably, cause some issues here. Now, my concern is when you look at the Pereira Strickland fight, because I'm not saying that Magomedov is Pereira. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all here. Very different strikers, but Abus does carry some power now. Okay, he does carry some power, and like I said, he's kind of like a Pereira, which he's not a volume guy. He's very calculated. He likes to throw that stiff jab. He throws, 1, 2 strikes at a time, 1 to 2 strikes. Throw that jab, kind of get a feel for things. Then he'll throw a left hook to the body and follow upstairs with a right hand. That's kind of his game. He's not walking forward, throwing, he's not like he's not a volume guy. He's very calculated, which, there's 2 ways to look at that. Okay, well, he's not going to be, blitzing me all the time and trying to drain my gas tank or whatever, but Strickland's going to have to be careful. Now, Sean Strickland's as tough as they come, man. Up until that, and only from when Pereira landed that left hook on him and then, the right hands on the way down, Sean Strickland's a tough dude to deal with, man. He's tough. He keeps coming forward and he doesn't stop. Even if you hit him, even if you hurt him, Sean Strickland does not stop that. He continues to push forward and cut the cage off and apply pressure on you. And he tires you out, gashes you out, and continues to push forward. This is a tough fight to pick because if you're going off of who showed us, for the longer period of time here, the safe bet is definitely Sean Strickland in that aspect, right? Because of he has a much deeper resume in terms of the better competition for sure. But with Abus, man, that little taste of display that we've seen, man, he is dangerous. I mean, and we're going to see that. I do think that he's going to clip Strickland, right? My concern in this fight, and I am kind of pulling for Strickland in this. My issue with picking Strickland is Strickland does not really get a lot of finishes. He wins a lot of decisions. I just find it hard to believe that this fight is, if he's hanging around with Magomedov for 5 rounds and Magomedov only needs 1 good clean shot, I don't know. What do you all think? Comment below. Who do you all think is going to win this one? I'm really pulling for Sean Strickland on this one. I do not want the UFC to get this one over on him. They kind of, Sean Strickland, he got the Pereira matchup because clearly it was the one guy that was going to stand with him. Pereira's bigger. He's got the reach advantage, all those things. It was to get him the fast track to Izzy. Abus Magomedov goes out there and finishes Sean Strickland. He's inside the top 10 now. I think Strickland's 7, so that puts him in that range. One more win over a top guy. Maybe Marvin Vettori would be next in October. And then you're looking at another contender at 185 pounds. So What do you all think? This sucks because I like Strickland, and I'm going to ride with Strickland on this one. I'm making an executive pick on here. I came into this and I was like, you know what? I think Magomedov, whatever, but I got to roll with Strickland. I just think I think Strickland's going to be able to get in his face. He's going to be able to push the pace. He's going to be able to tire him out, put the volume on him. I think he's going to have some answers to the power of Magomedov. And again, Magomedov, as good as he is on the feet, he's not setting things up. Like with Pereira, he was setting Strickland up the whole time. Magomedov is not. He's not that caliber of striker. He does have a lot of pop in his shots, like I've been saying, but I think Strickland's experience. Now, Magomedov is experienced as well, 25-4. Strickland's 26-5. The guy's got some fights under his belt, right? But I just, you look at the Nazardini Mavov fight when he fought Strickland. Strickland was able to just kind of tear him up as the rounds went on. And Mavov is a good, clean kind of striker like Abus is. But it just concerns me that the fight's 5 rounds, because if this was a 3-round fight, I'm like, I got Strickland. But the problem is when it only takes a guy one shot to really cause some damage, where Strickland, he can hurt you, but it's more in punches and bunches. It's just kind of hard there. But I am going to roll with Sean Strickland. I think he's hilarious. I think he's a funny guy. I think he's entertaining. And they're trying to push the agenda here and kind of make him the speed bump in a way again. And I don't want to see that happen to him. And I like Strickland. So what do you all think? Comment below who you all have in this one. On this card also, real quick before I wrap it up, man, Michael Morales and Max Griffin, check that fight out. It's on the main card. It's 2 fights before the main event, man. Dude, this Michael Morales kid he's no joke, man. Out of Ecuador. Him and Chito Vera. Chito Vera's kind of been back, and this dude's a savage. It's been a while since we've seen him, but if you haven't seen that guy fight, I bet, because I always do a reaction after every UFC event. I bet you in that one, I'm going to be talking about some highlight reel knockout that he gets over Max Griffin, or at least a win. The guy's good. Max Griffin's as tough as they come. That's a potential fight of the night candidate right there. So just wanted to give that fight a little shout out. But yeah, comment below who you all have. You got Magomedov, you got Strickland. Let me know. I'm rolling with Strickland in this one. Appreciate you all. Like, subscribe. See you in the next one.